Most people think that belly fat is just about calories in versus calories out, but stress changes everything. If your cortisol levels are high, your body holds on to fat differently. Today we're clearing up the biggest myths about stress fat so you can finally get real results. In this video, I'm revealing the biggest myths and facts about stress fat so you can stop following bad advice and start understanding what's really going on with your body. Stick around until the end because I'll be sharing the real reason stress fat is so stubborn and how you can take the first step to fixing it. Hi, I'm Lesha, a nutritionist specializing in burnout recovery for high-achieving women. After experiencing burnout firsthand and helping countless women reset their metabolism and balance their hormones, I've seen how stress fat affects the body. And I'm here to clear up the confusion around stress-related weight gain. Myth number 1, stress fat is just about eating too many calories. When it comes to stress fat, many women believe it's simply about calories in versus calories out. The thinking goes, if you eat too many calories and you don't burn them off, your body stores the excess as fat, especially around the belly. So you may have tried cutting back on calories, restricting what you eat, or ramping up exercise to lose that stubborn fat. But if that's been your approach, you've probably realized it doesn't always work, especially when stress is involved. This calories in, calories out logic is one size fits all. But if you're a high-achieving woman juggling work, family, and life, you're under constant stress. Stress hormones like cortisol play a huge role in how your body stores fat. And if you're dealing with high cortisol, the typical calorie-cutting approach is simply not enough. The truth is, chronic stress doesn't just make you eat more. It changes how your body stores fat, particularly in the abdominal area. Even if you're eating at a calorie deficit, high cortisol levels can cause your body to store fat around your belly. The myth is that stress fat is just about eating too much. It doesn't take into account the hormonal imbalances caused by stress. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that chronic stress and elevated cortisol levels lead to increased abdominal fat storage, even when you're in a calorie deficit. When cortisol levels are high, your body stores fat instead of burning it, especially around your belly. This is a survival mechanism. Your body is trying to protect you in times of stress. But when cortisol remains elevated for long periods, it triggers fat storage in your midsection, regardless of how many calories you're eating. This is why traditional methods of calorie restriction don't always lead to fat loss, especially when stress is the root cause. So, stress fat isn't just about what you're eating. It's about how stress hormones like cortisol are interfering with your body's natural fat burning process. Myth number 2. You should just eat less to get rid of stress fat. Kind of like the first one, but a little different. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that stress fat is simply a matter of eating less. The idea is that if you just cut back on calories, you'll lose that stubborn fat. You've probably heard it before. Just eat fewer calories and exercise more. It sounds simple, right? The problem is this strategy doesn't work when stress hormones like cortisol are in the mix. And for high-achieving women like you, managing stress while balancing your career, family, and personal life is already a full-time job. If you're struggling with stress fat, you probably already tried cutting calories and exercising harder, but still find yourself stuck in a frustrated cycle. Calorie restriction doesn't necessarily lead to fat loss, especially when cortisol is involved. Chronic calorie restriction can actually raise cortisol levels and make stress fat even worse. When you're constantly cutting calories, your body sees it as a stress. And when your body is under stress, it releases more cortisol. This sounds counterintuitive, but when your cortisol levels are high, your body starts to store fat, particularly around your belly. The more you restrict calories, the more cortisol increases, and the more stubborn that belly fat becomes. When you're under stress, and especially when you restrict calories too much, your body thinks it's in a survival situation. As a result, it holds on to fat, especially in your midsection, as a survival mechanism. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that long-term calorie restriction can actually increase cortisol levels, making your body hold on to fat rather than burn it off. The study showed that when you deprive your body of food for too long, it mimics the stress response, slowing down your metabolism and making it more difficult to lose fat, especially from the belly. Myth number 3, low-carb diets are the best way to lose belly fat. Boy, did I believe this one. If you've ever Googled how to lose belly fat, you've probably seen low-carb diets being touted as the holy grail. I drank this Kool-Aid. The idea behind it is simple. Cut carbs, burn fat. After all, carbs are often blamed for weight gain, right? But if you're here, it's likely that you've tried cutting carbs and still haven't seen the belly fat melt away. Many women, especially those dealing with burnout and chronic stress, believe that low-carb diets are the best way to shrink their waistline. It's tempting to think that eliminating carbs will instantly solve the problem of stubborn belly fat. But what if this low-carb approach is actually making things worse? Here's the truth. Cutting carbs too much can actually increase cortisol levels and lead to more fat storage, especially around your midsection. While it's true that carbs can impact your blood sugar and insulin levels, going too low carb for extended periods can trigger your body's stress response. When your body is deprived of the fuel it needs, cortisol levels rise and the body enters a stress mode. When cortisol is high for prolonged periods, it signals to your body to hold on to fat, particularly around your belly. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that severely restricting carbs can actually increase cortisol production, which leads to more fat storage around the waist, even if you're following a calorie and carb restricted diet. The research found that restricting carbs too much can put your body in fat storage mode, especially when the body is already dealing with chronic stress. Myth number 4, stress fat will go away on its own once you just relax. It's a common belief that if you just relax and take it easy, the stress fat will eventually melt away. After all, if stress is the culprit behind your stubborn belly fat, surely a little R&R or taking a break from work will fix the problem, right? Many women believe that stress fat is just a matter of being too busy, and if they take some time off or go on a vacation, the fat will disappear on its own. While relaxation and rest are essential to managing stress, the idea that stress fat will just magically disappear once you relax is a dangerous myth. If you've been struggling with stress fat for a while, you've probably realized that simply relaxing doesn't always work, especially if your body's hormonal and metabolic systems are out of sync. Once cortisol has been dysregulated for a long time, simply relaxing is not enough to rebalance your metabolism and reset fat storage patterns. Chronic stress disrupts your hormonal balance, blood sugar levels, and fat storage processes, and it takes more than just a weekend getaway to fix it. To get rid of stress fat and regain your metabolism, you need a holistic approach, one that goes beyond simply relaxing. The key to tackling stress fat is addressing the underlying hormonal imbalances caused by cortisol dysregulation and the increased fat storage that comes with it. This is where my CARE method comes into play. The CARE method focuses on cycling carbs, aligning your nutrition with your body's natural rhythms, replenishing what's been depleted, and most importantly, ending the stress response cycle. It's not enough to just relax and hope for the best. You need a structured approach to restore your body's natural balance. Now that you know the truth about stress fat, which one of these myths have you believed before? Have you been telling yourself the stress fat is just about eating too many calories or that it will just go away once you relax? Drop a comment below and let me know which one surprised you the most. I promise I won't judge. Now I want you to imagine waking up each day feeling calm, centered, and in control of your stress and energy levels. Picture yourself going through your day with steady energy, without those afternoon crashes, sugar cravings, or belly fat that just won't budge. What happens when you address stress fat the right way is that your body starts balancing its hormones naturally. Cortisol no longer spikes at random times. Instead, your metabolism is in sync with your body's needs, and your body begins burning fat instead of storing it, especially around your belly. This is the kind of transformation that comes when you start working with your body, not against it. No more wondering why your stress fat won't budge. No more feeling frustrated, defeated, or exhausted. By aligning your body's rhythm and following a more holistic approach to cortisol and stress, you can finally feel energized, balanced, and most importantly, in control of your body again. If you're ready to take control of your energy, your metabolism, and your stress fat, I've created a guide just for you. Download From Exhausted to Energize, a high-achieving woman's step-by-step guide to restoring energy and balance. Inside, I'll show you how to implement the 4C's protocol to help you balance cortisol naturally, get your metabolism back on track, and finally tackle that stubborn stress fat. You'll learn strategic carb cycling, how to align your body's natural rhythms, and so much more. This guide will give you the tools that you need to get real, lasting results. No more chasing quick fixes. Okay, so now that you know the truth about stress fat, the next step is to learn more about how cortisol affects belly fat and why this is a deeper issue than simply eating less or working out harder. That's why you need to watch my next video in this series, Cortisol and Belly Fat, the hidden connection no one talks about. I'm going to break down exactly why stress causes belly fat, what you can do to fight it, and how to finally get rid of it for good. If that video is already available, you can click on the end screen to watch it next. If it's not out yet, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified when it drops. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.